Hi, Don, and thanks for being here today.
You bet. Thanks, Sonny.
How long have you been in sales, Don?
Officially making money, 25 years. I think I've been in sales my whole life, but as far as actually monetizing it, 25 years.
Well, great. And how's your new book doing? And oh, by the way, this is the new book, 60 Seconds to Less by Don Sweeney.
Amazon. It's doing great, actually. And being an unknown author, to have it go to #1 on Amazon, I think was a testament to the team's ability to sell and influence. You know, we created a specific sales and influence campaign to make it #1, so it's encouraging for people that you don't have to be famous to get a book to #1. You have to have a lot of sales and influence abilities. So it kind of actually promotes our program on how it received its #1 ranking on Amazon.
Great. So there's hope for all of us.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Great. How did you initially get into the sales training side of things?
Just the sales training side, I've been doing as a hobby. You know, I've had this system in my head since about 1995. I'd struggled in sales for 10 years. And so I had this system in my head. Sales training didn't work for me as it was designed. In fact, it was designed and to raise defenses in people, and we proved that in our program. And so I took all the sales training, but it wasn't working. I wasn't making any money. I had to do something different. And so, a long story bearable, I had an epiphany moment, discovered that people make decisions the exact same way. I've invested a lot of time over the last 15 years analyzing that and creating a program around that. So I really was giving it away to my clients as a hobby. And I was telling the corporate sales world, they loved it. I would do this sales training for them and they would love it. And they go, man, you have to do this for real. And so I retired from corporate America at age 46 last year and decided I'm going to go out and try this. And as a result, it's just exploded. In the last 18 months, the program from a public perspective has just exploded.
You've been opening offices all across the country,
correct,
haven't you?
Yes, we have 7 markets currently. We're going to have, we'll probably have close to 30 markets by the time we're done in 2 years. That's our growth plans. There's nothing stopping us at this point.
Excellent. What would you say, Don, is the key to a great sales training program?
The key to a great sales training program is to not have sales training. That's the problem. Everybody sells differently. Everybody has different personalities, and you have to respect and honor that. The key to great training is that you have to understand how people buy. And none of the other programs I've been through that I've invested in and gone through ever address that. People go through a process when they make a decision, and you have to know how to affect that process. So this is an influence program, not a sales training program. And we also teach and believe that you have to be influential 24/7.
That's true.
That the true masters of influence, the true successful entrepreneurs in the world, are influential in all aspects of their life, not just when they're asking somebody for money. So this is, you know, sales is just one activity where influence works very well. This is an influence program, and people come to this program and go, wow, this is helping me in all aspects of my life, not just to make more money, and that's what we want to hear.
So you're not just having people turn on a business switch.
That's right.
And then turn it off again.
You know a lot of people like that. You know, they're totally different in their business mode. They are in all other aspects of their life, and to me that's a form of manipulation. That if you are truly an influential person, you're a leader in all aspects all the time, and that's what we teach, and that's what we believe in our program.
Great. Now, what would you say, Don, to somebody that said, "Oh yeah, I've taken all kinds of sales training programs before. You know, why would I want to do another one?"
Absolutely, and I said that. You know, I took all the sales training. There probably is not one public or privately distributed sales training program that I haven't taken. And what I would say is that it not only didn't work for me, and I'm not a dumb person. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I'm not a dumb person. It didn't work for any of my coworkers either. There wasn't a big spike in sales after we took these famous sales training programs. Why would people want to take this versus, you know, what I love about our program is you come and see it. If you don't like it, it's free. Get your money back. You have to come and see this to see how it's different. Everybody says the same thing when they come out of our program. I've never seen anything like this before. And people who have never been in sales that go through my program, they come out of this going, I can do this. Whether you've been in sales 20 years, you're already making $1 million a year, or you're brand new to sales, they all say the same thing. It's unique. Where has this been? Why hasn't anybody else discovered this? Well, everybody knows this already. I just put it together. There's nothing new here. This process is a natural process. If buying is natural, Lenny, selling has to be just as natural. And it's not taught that way. It's taught to be unnatural. That's why it's so hard for most people. They just don't get it. They go through sales training and they go, I didn't get it. So, you know, you have to, what we love about our program, you have to come and see it to see how it's different. Because it's not sales training.
Right. And what do you think, Don, keeps salespeople from achieving their goals?
2 key components, and we address them both in our programs. One is they do not know how to properly influence. They don't know how to elevate the level of interest in a buyer. They don't get that the decision to buy is made in the very beginning, before you ever talk about your product, service, or idea. And all they do from a sales perspective is most salespeople only focus on their presentation. They think the sale is made in their presentation. And we not only debunk that, we prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. The sale is made in the very beginning of the process before you ever talk about your product, service, or idea. So they've got to stop being product pushers. People don't buy product, service, or ideas. People buy what those things do for them. People don't know, and sales professionals don't know how to position that. The second reason for failure is accountability. They don't have personal accountability. And what I mean by that is this. We all have goals, we set goals, we want to achieve goals. But the action steps that lead us to that goal, for most people, are painful and scary. And knowing how the brain works, the brain being a survival mechanism, your brain sabotages you from achieving your goals because you've told your brain that those things are scary and difficult. Your brain is compelled to drive you away from those action steps. So personal accountability reverses that. Personal accountability makes failure more scary and painful than the action steps to get to the goal. But a lack of personal accountability, those action steps will remain scary forever. So the ability to influence others and the ability to have 100% personal accountability and personal integrity yourself, the keys to success in sales. Most salespeople aren't close in either one of those areas, which is why 99% of all salespeople never achieve any measurable wealth.
You're making me think of some people that had pushed products at me, and again, immediately you want to put your hand up and say, stop right there.
Absolutely.
You don't even care about what I need, what I want, what I care about.
And what's funny, Lenny, is other salespeople know that too. They're the same way. But somehow they think that when they sell, that's how they're supposed to sell. But they feel the same way when the product is pushed on them. We are all the same in how we make a decision. And we're all the same in how our defenses are raised when somebody's trying to sell us something. So if we don't like it, then why are we compelled to do it to them? Well, because we don't know anything else. All we've been taught is just a presentation and probing. Presentation and probing. Very ineffective.
Somebody that might say, well, gee, I'm not in sales. I'm head of customer service, for my company. What would you say to a person like that?
And it's cliche to say it, but we're all in sales. And that we all have to use our ability to influence others in all aspects of our life to be more successful. Even if you're a purchasing agent, you have to influence your boss, your employees, your vendors. If you're an attorney, you have to get the client first before you can defend them in any legal suit. If you're a doctor, you have to influence your patients to do what you need them to do for their treatment plans. We're all not in sales, we're all in the world of influence. Sure. And that the more influential you are, the more successful you're going to be in whatever endeavor you're in. And people need to understand that. You don't have to say, I'm in sales. You have to understand that for you to accelerate and hit the maximum level in whatever you're doing, you have to be influential at some point. Nobody exists without the ability to speak. It doesn't matter how technical your position is, you have to influence people to buy into your ideas. So there's three things you can buy. You can buy a product, a service, or an idea. So you and I, when we're not making money, we have to sell people on our ideas.
Certainly. We
have to help them see the value of our ideas. So that's where everybody is in sales. And that is, it's one of the three components of something you can buy. You've got to understand that.
It's good stuff, Don. One last question. A lot of times people go to a different kind of program, whether it's to make some positive changes, but it doesn't seem to last. Mm-hmm. Have you developed something to help people to continue the momentum that they would gain through your program?
Absolutely. The sales component, the sales and mastering the sales influence program is just one leg. The second leg, we talk about the personal accountability, how you have to develop these methodologies into a skill. We talk about there's three levels. When you leave this program, there's three levels of developing a skill. There's awkward, you migrate to mechanical, and then you migrate to natural. You will leave our program somewhere between awkward and mechanical. The goal is to take this ability to a natural level, where you're not thinking about it. We built in an accountability program that goes on for a year to take the tools that you've learned in the program and other aspects like goal setting and goal achievement, and we put them in a year-long program. It's a coaching program that lasts a year to reinforce this and turn these things, and all those things that are scary and fearful to people, into things that they can do very easily, that are very natural. So that's how we take this beyond just the workshop itself. We want you for a whole year in this program.
It sounds like it'll have much more of a lasting impact.
Absolutely.
Great. Well, thanks very much, Don.
You're welcome, Lenny. My pleasure.
If you have any further questions, please give us a call at 949-788-2998 or visit our website at www.bottomlineresultscorp.com. Thank you.